through some self-treatment for back pain. For this, you're going to need a trigger point ball or a massage ball. They're fairly firm, and if you pop into a search engine, lacrosse ball or massage ball, this is what you're going to get. 2 saves you time because you can do both sides at the same time, but I'm going to take you through doing one side only, assuming you have one ball, and just play this through twice to do both sides. First of all, to make sure that what you're doing is effective and feels good for you, we're going to check out a few of your movements. So you want to just stand and see how your body feels. So the first few things, you want to grow as tall as you can and then bend down to one side. Notice what that movement feels like, if there's any pain, discomfort, catching, where that is and how deep you can go. And then bring yourself back up. Take it down the other way. Again, just noticing how far you go, measure with the hand at your knee. Notice how it feels as you move in and you move out of it. And then bending down to the floor. So again, where or is there any pain? When does it come on? How far can you go? Same on the way back up, how does it feel? Is there any pain? And then finally leaning backwards. So you're trying to arch from your back and you're trying to lean backwards. Same things, trying to notice if there's any pain there, how that feels and the quality of your movement. And we're going to recheck those at the end. So starting in lying, all down on one side, or you can do this both sides if you have to. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're just going to sit on the trigger point ball. So you're going to place it basically right in the centre of your bottom. And you're going to have that same leg down straight and hug the other leg out bent. You allow all your weight to drop down onto that trigger point ball. And it should feel like someone's got their elbow in your bottom and they're releasing any knots of tension. So with your weight down through here, it's quite normal when that muscle's wound up and there's some active trigger points, that you might feel a referral down your leg. That should ease as we hold this time. You want any referral to centralise back up towards that point. So if it's spreading out, you want it to come back up. If it's not reducing down, and I give each point up to 1 minute, then just move the ball ever so slightly. You may be pressing on something that doesn't like being pressed on. So more of a nerve rather than the muscle. And so after your first minute of here, we're going to do one other position. So I'm going to roll it either in or out, wherever you feel is the most sensitive of areas. And then we're going to hug this leg up, feel that pressure build. Then we're going to take that leg down. I'm going to hug that leg up and down. I'm going to roll my own in a little bit more because that feels a lot more comfortable than the last one. That feels better. So I can just feel like a dull ache around there. Just feels like a tight muscle. I'm just easing that off. What we're trying to get on here is the ligaments around your pelvis. The pelvis is the base of your spine. It's the keystone of all your movements. The ligaments help to hold the bones together and control our movement. And so we're just making sure that it can move easily, so every bone above it can move freely. And we're 1 minute there with this movement too. Okay, so now we're going to make our way down onto our backs. And we're going to lift up our bottoms and bring that ball into a centre point again, underneath that bottom. Anywhere that feels a little bit tight or tender. And we're going to hug this leg up and in towards us. Put the weight of your hands down through the knee and straighten your opposite leg. You're going to push that thigh down into the socket, so you're using the weight of your hands to increase that pressure, and you draw circles over the ball. So this is a bit more like a massage, maybe even a little bit more comfortable than the last one. And each of these points you hold for up to a minute until things start to ease and let go. These self-treatment tools work really, really well when things are feeling tight. So when you're holding the same positions at your desk or with your family, it's a good way to release them all and restore your full range of movement. Okay, now the next one, I'm going to bring the ball and just rest it at the outside of my hip. So if you trace your thigh bone up, you can feel that there's a bony prominence at the top of your hip. You want the ball to just be just above that bony prominence. With your arms out to the side, you're now going to take both legs and roll them over onto the ball. So there's a big muscle here, it's called tensor fascia lata, and it tenses up the whole outside line. So we need to release that off. It can tip our pelvis forwards, and contribute to quite a lot of low back pain, some compressive pain in the low back. So releasing this will allow you to tuck your tail underneath you again. This one can be quite sore. Just allow as much body weight onto it as you can. And I can feel that one referring right down to the outside of my knee. It's already starting to ease. Any points that feel tighter to you, you can always stay there for 2 or 3 trigger points. Any that feel easier, you can move on sooner. I'm just going to hold this for a few more seconds. Try and make sure that your body relaxes, that you don't tense up or try and move away from that trigger point. Try not to hold yourself so that your body weight sink onto that ball. Okay, now we're going to come back up. Next we're going to move the ball into the low back. So if you trace around your back and you want to find the top of the pelvis, so if we say hands on your hips, find the top bone of that pelvis where you would place your hands. And you just want to move above that bony prominence into the low back. So we're going to place it into the fleshy part of our back, not on the bony spine, but just off to the one side and just above your pelvis. My opposite leg's going to go down straight. I'm going to hug this leg all the way up and in. I'm going to feel my whole back press down onto that ball, and then I'm going to release that leg back down. Hugging the leg all the way in, feel the whole weight of the back on the ball, and then release. There's a muscle in here, QL, quadratus lumborum. Can hit your pelvis on that side. Can again cause quite a lot of compressive pain. It's a good one for being a source of muscular pain as well. Again, it's a good referrer out. I can feel that right down into my hip as I'm releasing that muscle. Okay, now the next one we're going to hug it up. Keep the weight down on that ball. Hold behind the thigh, and we're just going to straighten up and bend. So you're going to keep that trigger point on the ball. If there's nothing there, just move it around ever so slightly, staying in that kind of lateral flank. Keep the ball in the muscle, not on any bones, and just flick that leg up and down. So we're releasing out all the fascia, which is our connective tissue that envelopes our entire body. Letting your body sink down onto that ball. Last few seconds here. And then relax your foot down. I'm going to roll the ball in a little bit closer towards the spine. So the big bulk of muscle running up along either side of the spine, the erector spinae. I'm going to try and press the ball into those muscles there. Still not on the bones. Arms out to the side, squeezing legs together, and I'm just going to roll towards that ball. So you get a good trigger point into that big erector spinae. And then you roll it all the way back. So these muscles are 2 columns which run the whole way up the length of your spine. So you can place this ball and do this movement anywhere along the whole length of that spine. It's a good idea to move around and find any sore and tight bits. Sometimes they can be a long way away from where you get discomfort. You want to release them all up. And do one more spot. Stay and do as many as you feel is comfortable for you. So I move from my low back, moving up towards my thoracic spine now. And again, up to a minute on each trigger point, which is enough time for that muscle to let go. Last twist. And then we're going to make our way up into standing. So I was talking about fascia, the connective tissue. It's continuous down your back, down your legs, all the way to the soles of your feet. And as we're all at home a little bit more and moving less, that actually can get really, really tight. So one way to unlock your back is to unlock your feet. So on the same side we've just been working on, I'm going to place the ball of the foot, the very front of my foot, where all the toes meet my foot. I'm going to push that onto the ball, so that ball is pushing up into the arch of my foot. I'm going to release that back. So I'm going to bring my body weight onto the front part of that ball, and then I'm going to bring it back. I can feel that coming and stretching all the way into my calf and a little bit behind my thigh. As that connective tissue is just being pulled as I massage into the foot. So there's 3 key places in the foot to release, and we spend about a minute on each of them. So the next bit, halfway up the foot, the arch of the foot. Now this can be super sensitive. So we can either just roll the ball up and down the foot, like a massage, or you can again press down onto it like someone's getting their thumbs and they're pushing into that muscle and fascia, helping it all let go. And you can always go between those trigger points and massaging it out as well. And then the last one is where that arch meets your heel. You're just going to press down into it here. Put your body weight onto it. Ease that out. You can even step over the ball to give the whole back of the leg a stretch. Any tightness in the foot can easily transfer up the leg to the Achilles, to the calf, to the knee, to the hip, to the low back, and even above that point. As our normal exercise routine is stunted, we can carry tension in new areas we hadn't noticed before. Okay, so that's the whole one side released. You can do a little test there, say that's your painful side. You can then do exactly what we did at the beginning, where we recheck our movements and notice how they feel now. Do we go further? My movements were pain-free, but I'm definitely moving a little bit further than I was when we started, and we are only halfway through. So we've got the other side to do as well. So your movement should feel more comfortable. You should have a little bit more range. If it doesn't, then there could be acute inflammation, nerve injury, disc trauma, and so you just want to back away from those movements, and at that point it's worth getting some advice, but hopefully that makes you feel a bit freer. Now for the other side.